Hello friends, my name is Bruce Rhodes and I have the privilege of serving as the superintendent of the Southern Michigan Conference. In this week's Moments That Matter, I want to share some thoughts about an important word, proactivity. Proactivity is the ability to create or control a situation by causing something to happen rather than responding to it after it has happened. In its verb form, to be proactive means that we are able to anticipate potential problems and have a plan in place. Proverbs 22 verse 3 says, "A prudent man foresees danger and takes precautions. The simpleton goes blindly on and suffers the consequences." In other words, to be proactive implies that we are positioned and able to meet reality's demands. Let me illustrate. For many years, my wife and I struggled to have the financial resources we felt we should have for the gift-buying Christmas season. We tended to spend money we didn't have and always regretted it when the credit card bill came in January. We were fulfilling the scripture in Proverbs about being simple-minded, passing on, and being punished. But one day a financial speaker said something insightful that we took home. He said, "Christmas comes every year." So instead of being stuck in a reactive mode as if Christmas was a random event that occurred in irregular times of the year, we chose to live within the reality that Christmas came every year on the same date, and we began to put a little bit of money from each paycheck away for a Christmas fund. We were being proactive. And guess what happened? When Christmas came around, which comes every year on the same date, we were prepared to meet the reality of that because we had planned proactively. Or to put it another way, we began to live in compliance with the demand of reality. So let's think biblically for just a moment. Proactivity is an attribute of God. When the first man and woman fell, God didn't react. He proactively addressed the reality of the fallen world and announced his plan to remedy the transgression. He said, "I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and hers. He will crush your head and you will strike his heel." That's possibly the greatest proactive statement in the Bible, clearly demonstrating that a divine characteristic of the Trinity is proactivity. Second, proactivity is a God-endowed capacity given to you and I. Not only does God exhibit proactivity, but he's endowed you and I with that same capacity. We can choose, we can plan, we can implement, we can engage our creative imaginations. Proactivity is a divine characteristic because we're created in the image of God. We have that same characteristic within each one of us. Proactivity is exhibited also within the natural world. Bees store honey while flowers are in bloom. Ants actively create winter stores of food. Squirrels are busily at work in the fall, stashing food into hollowed out trees. And some of us can even freeze garden vegetables during the summer season because we know that winter is coming soon. These are examples of proactivity in the natural world. And then finally, proactivity is a capacity available to every local church. Just as proactivity is a divine trait and a human trait, it stands to reason that a local church full of the Spirit of God and full of men and women of the Spirit are able to exercise proactivity. So let's apply Proverbs 22:3 to a congregation. A prudent church foresees danger and takes precautions. The simple congregation goes blindly on and suffers the consequences. Let's break this down. Proactivity implies looking ahead. One of my friends often used the phrase, "sight is life." This phrase simply means that the further down the road you can see, the longer the time you have to prepare for what's coming. Like in my opening illustration, Christmas comes every year on the same day. The further ahead I see Christmas coming, the more time I have to prepare for it. You cannot adequately prepare when you're surprised. Looking ahead gives us time to prepare. I have more time to prepare for Christmas in January than I do in December. Longer preparation means less crisis and loss. Being proactive responsibly positions a congregation to weather the ups and downs of the various seasons that will invariably come into the life of every church. Proactivity. It matters.